Hi, this is Beth Bandy, principal at Beth Bandy Research and Consulting. Today I want to show you how to use a resource in Switzerland. It's a corporate registry, but in particular I want to show you how to use it to find foundation records. This record source is called Zefix, and so if you look up here at the top of the screen, it says Zefix Zentraler Firmenindex. And obviously I don't speak German, so if anyone who does can tell from the way I pronounce that. This website is available in 4 languages. So if you look in the upper right-hand corner, there's German, which is the one we're looking at right now, French, Italian, and English. For those of you who are native English speakers, you may think, hey, this is great. I can just search in English for foundation records or for corporation records, because what this is basically a registry of all of the businesses in Switzerland. And Zentraler in the name here, it's a central registry basically of indexes. Each of the regions around Switzerland and the cantons have their own corporate registers that are called Handelsregisters. And this resource here kind of pulls all those things together into one centralized resource. If you know where your foundation, or if you're researching a company in Switzerland, if you know which canton it's located in, you can go to that canton's individual Handelsregister and look it up. But if you don't know and you want to do a broader search, a great place to go is this site, which pulls all of those local registries together into one place. What I have done here on the search page, I'm going to translate this for you into English in a minute using Google Translate. I have the Google Translate extension here on my Chrome browser. So for those of you who don't read German, you can use this tool to help you navigate this website. But before I go into Translate, I want to show you something. Here in this first search bar, this is a place where you put in the name of a company or a foundation, or the UID, which is this term up here at the top of the screen. And that is basically the registry number that each corporate entity, for-profit or nonprofit, gets in Switzerland. So if you happen to have the corporate registry number, you could add that there. Chances are you don't have that, so you would go and look for the name of a company or an organization like a foundation. In this case, I want to pull up all the records of foundations in Switzerland that have foundation in their names. And the word for that in German is this here, the Stiftung, which is in the search bar. The reason I'm showing this to you in German is because I've tried this in different ways using different languages. And even though there is an English language option to use this website, the German one is much more thorough. In English, when I searched for the word foundation, I think I got something like, I don't know, like 142 different records, something like that. When I searched for the German word for foundation using the German search page, this one that we have highlighted here, I came up with almost 4,000 records. It's this number right here. It's 3,778 records. So I can't speak exactly to why there's such a disparity, but the long story made short is that you should really try to search in one of the local languages of Switzerland. In this case, I'm using German. French and Italian also could work. And if you don't find what you're looking for in one search using one language, you might want to try another language to see if maybe you're just missing something. So what I've done is I've plugged the word for foundation right here into this search bar, and I'm going to translate so you can see what's going on. I'm going up here to the upper right-hand corner of my screen. I'm clicking on the Google Translate extension, and it will offer me the option to translate the page. Oops. Theoretically, it will offer me this option. Well, let's try it this way. There we go. And so it will show you a couple of things. So I've entered in the company name, and I'm looking for foundations. In this case, I'm looking for foundations that start with the German word for foundation. Now, if I wanted to do a broader search, if I wanted to search for maybe just other organizations that may not be foundations, I would put some other word in here. And if I wanted to search for something that starts with maybe is a foundation but has some other set of words before the word for foundation in its name, I can do this. I can put a little asterisk and before the word stiff tongue. So it sort of pulls up all of the records with the word stiff tongue in it. It's kind of a wildcard search. So in this case, you can also see below that I could select the canton if I knew what canton it was. I could search just within one of those. And here where it says seat, you're really looking at the location within a canton. And so then here below, there's legal form. And in a second, that should probably translate. Here we go. So there are different types of organizations that are listed in here. There are uh, sole proprietorships and joint stock companies and a whole bunch of different things you may see if you've done corporate research in Switzerland. And here they've got foundations. So if you wanted to search just within foundations, for instance, if you had a foundation that didn't actually have the word foundation in its name and you wanted to search for it, you could go here, select the legal form for foundation, and then put whatever the name is up here in the company name search bar. So to show you what kinds of information we have here, I've done this search and there are a bunch of different foundations here and there are some links to other things. So here I'm just going to sort of randomly pick one so that you can see what this looks like. So I picked one company here, and what I have done is one foundation. Sorry. What I'm going to do is translate this. This record happens to be in French. So again, Switzerland having three main languages that are spoken, you'll find different records and different things. I searched in German, came up with a French corporate record for this foundation. So I'm going back up here to Google Translate. It tells me it has translated. I don't believe it, so I'm going to click the button again and have it actually translate. There we go. What you'll see on this record is the address for the foundation. And so there will be a street address, there'll be a zip code of town to tell you what type of organization it is. And then it has this link to the UID. As I mentioned earlier, that is this thing here is the number for the corporate registry in which the foundation is located. And so we will click on that in just a second to see a little bit more information. But before we go there, I just wanted to show you what else is here. You can see this responsible office, it's in the Canton of Geneva. So if you wanted to go to the original registry to see the original listing, it would be here and you could click on the link and has their auditors. Then beneath that, it has a statement of purpose, what this foundation does and what, in this case, it's kind of an archive, looks like, and sometimes you'll have foundations that will say, purposes that will say things like, well, this foundation is particularly interested in children and in education, and they'll give you some details about what they support. So you get a sort of general mission of the organization here. And then as you scroll down, you can see if there were particular documents that the foundation has filed with its local corporate registry over time, you can look at these things. And in this case, for instance, here, there's someone who has been removed from the Board of Trustees. Someone else might come on. So there would be additional documentation here. And the way you would find this is kind of just an overview, but you can click the links on the right-hand side of the screen to go to the original document and see what happened. So then going back up here to the top of the screen, let's go click on this UID number. And what that's going to do is show us some additional information about the foundation. So here we are on the UID page. Let's click the Google Translate button again. And now it's translated. So you can see what type of information is here. As you go down the page a little bit, you'll see there's the legal address for the foundation. And there's the name of the foundation. I've translated it here, but it was originally in French, and it gives you the name in Italian and in German. So if you have one name in your records, you might want to check to see if maybe one of the other ones is a good one for you to search in other places. There is the street address for the organization, which we saw on the other page, and it gives you a little bit of information about the town it's in. Tells you the legal form is a foundation, it's active, And that's about it. So what you'll see here is sort of basic contact information and mission information for a foundation. This can be a great starting point. There are other types of things that you can find about foundations. Back on the previous page when I showed you the documents that have been filed with for the foundation with the local registry, one type of document you can often find, it has to do with the assets of the organization. Now, the document might not actually be called that, but I know, for instance, in the past, I had researched someone who lived in South America, but his family was from Switzerland, and in the country where he lived in South America, there weren't any records about assets for the foundation, but they have a branch in Switzerland, and in the corporate registry documentation, I was able to read through and find out how much they were giving to the foundation, sort of to set it up. So it was not on an annual basis how much of money was going into this foundation, but there was a figure there that I could at least get a ballpark idea of the size of the foundation and what they were trying to do. So this is a little bit different from what we have in the United States, but it's a start. And there are other ways you can research foundations in Switzerland, but I'll cover those types of things in other videos in the future. Right now, I just wanted to show you the corporate registry, give you a sense of what type of foundation information you can find in the registry, and also just let you know that it exists for other types of research. So if you're doing corporate research in Switzerland, you want to look up a company, this is a great way to do it.